Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 Let's Fix It video, and today we're going to be working on a Bolt Atlanta Trespasser. I've seen a lot of these in the scrapyard and I've seen a lot of these go to auction, so we'll have to figure out I think this may be like one of those sentimental cars. Let's find out now. It's not brilliant, let's put it that way, but it's not bad. It might just need a wash. It just looks like it might actually just need a wash. We'll have a look. Let's put this inside. Let's see what we're doing with it. Hey Larry, have you got that worksheet? Can you bring it through please, mate? Cheers, buddy. Okay, let's have a look in then, shall we? Change oil, that's okay. Other tasks, perform wheel alignment and coolant, alright. And 5 pages of notes. Fantastic. We've got a final. Engine still can't be started. Okay, so that's a lost cause. Smeg. Right. Whilst I'm under here then, what we'll do is we'll pull the oil out, because we're going to drop all the liquids out. So I might as well just do this now. Use equipment. Okay, so the reason why I cried, I'm not going to say I didn't really cry, but I made the sound effects for crying. The reason why is just because as soon as that reading came out and we're going to have to do the pistons, that means I'm going to have to strip the car. Like, the entire engine block has to be taken all the way down to the bolt, because if the pistons are fried, that means I've got to take everything off the top of it. So first things first, let's get the exhaust off, because obviously that's like an obvious one. Obviously, it's knackered. So let's take it all off. We're going to have to take the manifold off as well, so that's fun. We're going to have to do this one as well, so that's okay. That's not too bad. That one's in good condition, so that one's fine. The other one's not. We need to take the oil filter off because that's under here as well. I'm going to check inside the gearbox as well, because this will be a good indication to see if we have to take the crankshaft out or not. So if the crankshaft's knackered, then we'll see it through the gearbox instead of stripping down the whole engine first just to do it. Right, and then we take the starter. It's okay. I'm seeing a lot of like running problems, like suspension, rubber bushings, bits and pieces here and there, and it's like, oh, great, you know. This looks, and the flywheel looks a little bit rusted. You can see the clips right on the outside. Grand. There you go, flywheel's knacked. Camshaft, way, the crankshaft actually looks like it's in good condition. That's good. Right, let's get under here as well, because we're gonna have to take the all the bearing caps off and the rod caps, because we're going to have to take some of the pistons out because they are shot to bits. So all the rod caps are done as well. I love the fact the crankshaft is in good condition, but everything else around it's rusted to hell. So yay. So the bearing caps have to come off. The rod caps have to come off as well. So some of these pistons are a bit broken, going by unless they were just piston springs. So we just got to go in and get those out as well, which is going to be fun. And this means we have to strip the block down to that point. So that's why I'm doing this underneath now, because it just means it's covered, it's done. I don't have to worry. Okay, let's rip into this. And basically what happens is after this, after I've been through the entire engine, we take it all apart, I go back, we have a chat about the parts that need to be taken off as well. So that's where you'll get your parts from. I try and repair as much as I can because it's just the way that my brain is. And if anything falls below that 71% or 72%, I basically replace it. You don't have to do that. That's just the way I do things. I've had to say this in a few videos now because I normally get the comments of, "Oh, you don't need to do that." It's like, yeah, well, you might not need to do that, but in my brain says you have to do it. Clean engine. I mean, a majority of this is really nice, really clean, but it's just trying to get into like that. The one little or two little things that are just laying around. There you go. We're still stripping just to get into this. There it is. Pull this out. There you go. 23%. I think we're done. There we go. So this is the entirety of the list for this car. Start from the top and we'll go through 5 pages. Ready? Bottom suspension arm A, camshaft V8 OHC, then we got the crankshaft bearing cap, the exhaust manifold V8 OHVD, flywheel, front exhaust pipe V8 OHVC, and then you've got the front exhaust section V8 OHVD. Then you got the front spring, the ignition wires V8 OHVD, then the leaf spring plate, the leaf spring U-bolt, and the leaf spring U-bolt, followed by the leaf spring U-bolt, middle muffler, oil filter V8, outer tie rod, and lots and lots and lots on the piston rings. Rear muffler V8 OHV, rear muffler V8 OHV, and then you've got the rod caps, then the rubber bushings, then you've got the serpentine belt A, serpentine belt B, both for the V8 OHVC, and then the solid axle control arm and all the spark plugs, starter V8 and valve push rods V8 OHVF, wheel hub bearing, all good. Now, I'm going to go over to my workbench and repair as much as humanly possible. And the reason why is just because if I can repair it, then I don't have to buy it. So it's all good. And I think that's another thing, that's another reason why I actually don't mind buying new parts. I save so much money for repairing stuff now. Buying stuff doesn't bother me. Alright, okay, cool. So I've just done and bought everything. It's all good. So what I now need to do is I'm going to put all the pistons back in here. I'm going to raise up the car, get everything attached to the bottom of the car, and we'll be all right. And then I'm going to stick the rest of the engine back together. Basically, if I can be done from the bottom, then I'll do it from the bottom. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do everything the way that I've got it in my head. I mean, you could just put the engine back together first off, but you know what, I just want to get everything underneath the car so it doesn't have to keep going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So we'll just do that now. Alright, okay, so that's all the parts done. I'll go through it once more. So you got the leaf spring, U-bolt, motor muffler, oil filter, the outer tie rod, the piston rings, the bottom suspension arm, camshaft, bearing cap, exhaust manifold, flywheel, front exhaust pipe section, front spring, ignition wires, leaf spring, U-bolts, and the leaf spring block, the middle muffler, the oil filter, the outer tie rod, the piston rings, the rear muffler, the rod caps, the rubber bushings, the serpentine belt A and B, the solid axle control arm, the spark plugs, the starter V8, and all the valve push rods and wheel hub bearing. That's basically it, and that actually isn't too bad. Now, I put in a couple of extra quid's worth of work into this, and this is mainly just because, well, that's how I do things. That's fine. Now we've got to do a wheel alignment, which actually isn't that difficult. So again, not a hard thing to do. The car is very simple to be working on. So this is a nice one. I like this. And there we go. Now I'm just going to check the headlights just in case. All good. Right, there we go. One finished car. I've just fallen down a hole. You know what? I'm feeling generous today. I'm going to do a free car wash. I'm going to give this guy a clean car. There you go. Oh, much nicer. Check that. That's a nice looking car. Alright, cool. So yeah, we're pretty much done with this one now. We're going to get paid $6 grand for this. That's not bad. Awesome. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have enjoyed this video or anything else I do on this channel, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates. And I'll be back here with a brand new video, live stream or whatever else I do on this channel. Until then, thank you very much for kicking by. It means the most. So peace out, have fun and enjoy everything you guys do. Bye bye for now.